This is your one and only 𝐵𝑒𝑟𝑒81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another exciting Cyberpunk 2077 video. Today, we are going to talk about things that should be in the game that just aren't. Let's get to it. So the first thing on this list is one that people are just raging about all over the place. Reddit, Twitter, the forums, just everywhere, and they have full right to, because it's honestly absolutely ridiculously stupid that character recustomization isn't in the game. There's even a part in the game, an area where you can go and you hear over like the ads and stuff playing in the background. There's an ad that talks about how you can use plastic surgery to customize your appearance and look any way you want to look, but yet you can't do that in the game. Like, that is honestly absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know it happened later on. It ended up being like a free DLC for The Witcher 3, but even in The Witcher 3, they let you eventually, when they released the DLC, change your hairstyle. That's The Witcher 3. Cyberpunk is a game where they can make you, they have ads where people have like giant bug eyes, they're covered in metal. I mean, you can just look any way you want. Your body is completely 100% customizable in this world. However, they didn't put any of that in there. You get your initial character creation, and that is it. You can't go back and change the way your cybernetics look. You can't change your hairstyle. You can't even change your freaking makeup when you're looking in the mirror. And you would think, considering the fact that they added it as DLC later in The Witcher because people wanted it, that this game would have just launched with it. Like, why wouldn't it have launched with it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Just one of the many ridiculous things that's going on with this game right now. I don't know what else to say. The next thing is car and bike paint jobs and customization. You can't customize your car or bike at all. Now, I understand some of them shouldn't be customizable. Like, that's fine. I'm not gonna say, I was gonna spoil something, but I'm not gonna spoil some of the stuff. I know this is a big game. People are about spoilers, but there are a few that I can understand that shouldn't be customizable because they're kind of iconic, I guess you can say. But if you just go buy some random truck or random whatever off the parking lot, you should be able to take that bad boy in for a freaking paint job and change the color on it. Like, come on now. And they touted like customization, and they tout like be yourself and all of this other stuff, but the game has none of that. Like, the game doesn't want you to be yourself. It doesn't want you to express yourself at all, even though that was a big advertising point, and that's a majority of what this video is going to be about. It's just the lack of any type of expression and customization. And the cars and the bikes are a great one for that. It's like, why would I even bother to go get a cool car that I want when I can't make it look the way I want it? You know, yeah, great, I got this cool car, but it's a hideous, I don't know, whatever color, yellow, I guess, whatever, you get the idea. The next one is two clumped together and just, oh God, I don't even know why. Like, oh my God, it frustrates me so much. There's no transmogs, and for those of you who don't know what that word means, it's the transfer the look of something onto one of your items. So when you're wearing a hideous helmet that you don't like, you could make it look like a headband or one of the other hats that are in the game, you know, whatever you want. There's none of that. And it's absolutely ridiculous because you're in the game, you want to look like this, but instead you end up looking like this because you want to min-max and have the most armor possible and the best stats possible, but you can't transfer any of that onto anything else or make anything look a specific way because, you know, and I think they want you just to go out and buy whatever random clothes that you want and not worry about the stats, but it's a game. Who does that? No, you want the stats. You want the best stats that you can have, and you don't want to run around Cyberpunk looking like you spent the majority of your youth eating paint chips. And the other one that goes along with that, as far as the armor and stuff goes, is the ability to hide your helmet. Come on now. They have the hat slot, but you can't hide it. You're forced to wear, if you want to get the stats from a hat, you have to have the hat visible.
Killing myself.
And just why, like, I get the majority of the game is not in third person, so you don't spend a lot of time looking at yourself, but every time you open the inventory screen, you see yourself. If you look in the mirror and for some reason your hair and helmet or hat, whatever you're wearing on your head, actually manages to render and you don't just have a bald head, you see yourself. When you pop into photo mode, you're seeing yourself. They want you to use photo mode, but in order to use photo mode, you gotta have your normal armor that you wear. Then you gotta have your armor that you swap out to for photo mode, which stops you from being able to jump into photo mode when those like awesome moments. You basically have to set up for photo mode, because if you jump into photo mode, you're gonna probably most likely look like a derp because you have some trashy helmet on instead of your beautiful fro that you picked for your hairstyle. For real, pretty much every game that I've played that involves armor and stuff like that in the past, I want to say at least 10 years, has had the ability to hide your freaking helmet. Why that was left out of this game, I don't know. I don't know who was sitting there coding the game or giving the orders for people to code the game and thought, you know, don't worry about that. They don't need transmogs. They don't need to express themselves, and they don't need to hide their helmet. They can run around with that. I don't even know what that helmet is, but I hate it. And the last one is one that personally drives me insane. And that is the inability to craft more than one item at a time. How are you going to have a crafting system in your game where you have to hold down the button? You can't just click. You can't spam click. You have to hold down the button and wait an entire second. That's your crafting. That's how it works. But you can't craft more than one thing at a time. Oh, I want to craft ammo. I'm low on freaking rifle ammo because I'm using something that just chews through ammo. I have plenty of stuff to craft it with. Okay, let me hold down the button. Okay, let me hold down the button. Let me hold down the button. 5 minutes later, I've got 5 whole shots. I mean, that's an exaggeration. That's not proper math. You'd have 300 shots if you did it for 5 minutes, but I mean, that's a perfect example. You want 300 freaking rounds, you're crafting for a whole 5 minutes of just hitting that stupid button. Who in their right mind would sit there and develop a crafting system like this and then not freaking put a craft multiple of an item? Like, you can craft ammo. You a lot of times want to craft ammo because you're out and about and you run out. I can't count how many times I've ran out of freaking sniper rounds because the freaking vendors only sell like 10 or 12 at a freaking time. So I have to craft my sniper rounds, and it takes for freaking, I gotta stop what I'm doing and take 20 minutes to craft some sniper rounds instead of just going into my crafting menu real quick, hitting freaking sniper rounds, typing in 100, clicking a button, and being done. Nope, can't do that. Freaking retarded. Oh my God, it makes me so angry. And the crafting system itself, that's something I could ramble about for 20 minutes because it's just jacked. I swear, it's like they freaking, somebody at the last minute, like the whole last delay they had, it's like when that delay happened, it was because some higher up CEO numbnuts was like, hey, this game needs a crafting system, put it in there. They didn't have a choice, so they banged it out in a month. Like, it's so just all over the place with the numbers and buggy and everything else. That whoever made it doesn't know how to use a spreadsheet. And why? Just why would you not put in a, like, they're not the only game to do this. I've seen other games that do this with crafting. Anybody who does this with crafting and doesn't allow you to craft multiple at a time is just an absolute moron. Like, why would you not put that in your game? I mean, come on, you're gonna put a crafting system in there, but you're not gonna have a thing in there to select craft many. Like, you shouldn't be developing a game if you lack that much common sense. And don't even bother to jump down there in the comment section and say, oh, it's realistic. You wouldn't be able to craft like 20 of them in like 5 seconds flat, blah, 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 BS. They have the technology to rip your arm off and replace it with a robotic arm, and the technology to put one person's consciousness inside of another's. I'm sure they freaking have the technology to allow me to craft 120 rounds in 1 second. So what things are missing that you wish were in the game? What like big things do you think that you see in a lot of other games that you are just astonished that they didn't bother to put in this game? Or quality of life stuff, because there's a bunch of quality of life stuff missing as well that we could talk about. Leave your comments down below and let me know. Also, if you're still here, that obviously means you like the video. So consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification so you can be notified when I put out other videos. I do all kinds of stuff, guides and let's plays, all kinds of fun stuff that you may enjoy. And if you hit the bell, you will be notified when I upload said video, and it helps the YouTube algorithm. It likes it when you hit the bell. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that sub button. I want to give a big thank you to my patrons for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you'd like to join my elite crew of Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.